Hello, and welcome to a little video about multiplication exponent properties. Oh, right. The first property we have is the product of powers. To multiply powers with the same base, we add their exponents. So, for example, if we had 4 to the power of 2 times 4 to the power of 3, that becomes 4 to the power of 2 plus 3. That's 4 to the power of 5, which equals 1,024. Oh, 200. Okay, power of a power. When a power is raised to a power, multiply the exponents. So 2 to the power of 2 raised to the power of 4 becomes 2 to the power of 2 times 4, which is 2 to the 8th, and that becomes 256. The last property I want to mention is power of a product, where you find the power of each factor and multiply it, similar to the distributive property. It's not the distributive property, but it's similar to it. So in this little example, I have 2x to the 5th to the power of 3. I rewrite it as 2 to the power of 1, x to the power of 5, and all of that to the power of 3. And then it looks like I distribute because I multiply those powers by 3. All right? Make sure you're not doing 2 times 3. You're doing 2 to the power of 3. All right, let's try these out. Letter A. X to the 3rd times x to the 4th. Well, that's multiplying with the same base. So that becomes x to the 3 plus 4, which is x to the 7th. Letter B. 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 6 becomes 3 to the power of 2 plus 6, which is 3 to the power of 8. I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. Give me just a second. Three to the power of 8. Wow, that is 6,561. It's a big number. Okay. Letter C, z to the 3rd to the power of 4. Well, that is a power of a power, so that becomes a z to the 3 times 4, which is z to the 12th. Oh, letter D, 10 to the power of 4 times 10 to the power of negative 6. That becomes 10 to the power of 4 plus negative 6, which is 10 to the power of negative 2. I don't like that. Let's rewrite that as a positive exponent. So it's 1 over 10 to the 2nd, which is 1 over 100. All right. Letter E, multiplying the same base, so we're going to add them. Well, 9 plus negative 9 is 0, and x to the 0 is 1. Letter F, let's multiply. This becomes x to the negative 2 times negative 3, which is x to the positive 6. Nice. Let's do a few more with this similar but not distributive property. I'm going to first rewrite this as 9 to the power of 1 and y to the power of 2, all to the power of 2. When something doesn't have a power written, it's that invisible one that we keep seeing, or not seeing. So I'm going to write it there just for these example purposes. We're going to take this power and we're going to multiply it. So we get 9 to the 1 times 2 and y to the 2 times 2. 9 to the power of 1 times 2 is 9 squared, and y to the 4th. And let's simplify it further. 81 y to the 4th. Letter H. All right, I want to rewrite it again with that power of 1. Okay, let's multiply. We get 4 to the power of 1 times negative 3. X to the power of 1 times negative 3. Y to the power of 1 times negative 3. So that's 4 to the negative 3. X to the negative 3. Y to the negative 3. Which, of course, we flip to the bottom of our fraction and make them all positive. Almost done, just a little bit of simplifying left in this one. I know I'm being super detailed with this as I'm doing my notes, and I recommend you do the same. You'll be able to write it out with a little bit less detail when you're working on it on your own, but for notes, you should do that. Okay. 4 to the power of 3 is 64. And then x to the third, y to the third. Beautiful. Letter I. Oh, we can just go ahead and start multiplying these powers. I'm going to multiply. Oh, no, I wanted pink pen. Yay. And the reason I can just start multiplying is because none of them have a power of 1 that I need to rewrite. Okay. So, this becomes 3 to the negative 2 times negative 4. X to the 7 times negative 4. And b to the 6 times negative 4. Okay. That becomes 3 to the power of 8. X to the power of negative 28. And b to the power of negative 24. 3 to the power of 8 stays on top of my fraction. But x to the power of 28 and b to the power of 24 go to the bottom of my fraction. Then I'm going to go ahead and simplify 3 to the power of 8 and leave the rest the same. Okay, letter J. Looks like I'm going to have to rewrite it because that 8 does not have a 1. Okay, let's multiply all of these powers by the power of 2. We've been very efficient. Let's just multiply right away. 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. 7 times 2 is 14. I almost wrote 17 for some reason. Let's make sure we have positive exponents. That means x to the power of 6 and y to the power of 2 go to the bottom. 8 to the power of 2 and b to the power of 14 can stay. I'm just going to erase 8 to the... Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm going to be good. 8 to the power of 2 is 64. And I'll rewrite everything else. A little tedious, but less work than the previous 3 that I did, right? You don't need to rewrite all that multiplication happening every time. Okay, that's it for the multiplication exponent properties. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask me or whoever else is helping you out with this. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of whatever time of day it is for you. Bye!